Hello everybody, I am Shona Ann Hill and I am the host of Conscious Living Global, a space of collaboration where both people and animals can come together to share in a space of safety and truth. Today I just wanted to speak to you about the idea of life change and how that can be implemented right now as we are in a space where everything is turned upside down. So it is the perfect time to connect deeply with yourself and what you truly love in life. Because what you truly love in life can turn your life around right now. Whether it be art, whether it be crafts, whether it be energy work, whether it be animals, anything that you love, cooking. How many of you love food? I love food, not necessarily the cooking, but I love food. Okay, so how can you turn your life around? What you love to do can do that for you. We are here to be in joy. We are here to be our ultimate happiness. And to do that, we need to work from what ignites us, what we're passionate about. What couldn't we do without in our life? And how can we move forward to make something magical happen with these things? Be creative. Right now, you can either live in the fear space that you're provided with by governmental rules and regulations, or you can love everything about it for how it can give you that life change that you've been desiring. How many have been worn out in the office, working 9 to 5, 30 minutes for lunch at such and such a time or whatever? No more than one person can be out of the office at one time, so you have to space your 30 minutes out accordingly, blah, blah, blah. How many of you, I've been in this space, believe you me, and I'll tell you now, I've never been so disheartened as when I was actually working in an office environment. I was sat in this cupboard, and it was a cupboard. It didn't even have a window. It was just lights, artificial light, which isn't good for us. I could not see outside, couldn't see wildlife, couldn't see sky, couldn't see grass, couldn't see anything. I was in this box, literally a box, within a structured environment. What did that do to me? It destroyed me. I would say I ended up lethargic. I ended up depressed. I ended up not recognizing myself. The same old, same old. If you did something that wasn't expected, how dare you? No? Because I actually worked as part of the structure. I was working in a university. So you can, it's part of the governmental structure. So I got a full glimpse of that environment and how destructive it is upon the human soul, the spirit, the drive, the passion. When I left that space, all I wanted to do was sleep. You know, I was so drawn down by it, exhausted by the emptiness of it. And it is when you're at your lowest point that you decide to turn your life around. I've had a number of low points actually in my life, but that was where I decided that I wasn't going to work in the structure ever again. I was only going to be self-employed, whatever that ended up being. And I've just been going that way ever since. Growing, evolving, expanding. This space, this stopgap, if you like, that coronavirus has provided with the lockdown, is a space for you to really consider what you would like. What are you loving right now? If you've had the opportunity to work from home, have you loved that? Have you enjoyed that? And if you are working from home, have you actually enjoyed working on the job you're currently in at home? Or is it just working at home that you've liked? And would you still rather be doing something else? Or have you just not been able to work? Have you been furloughed, or where you're working has been closed, so you've had no option but to do something different in order to make something happen for you? Now, where are you in that spectrum? Because now is the time to really make those life choices for going forward. Life will never be the same again because we've been too far out of the loop of the structure, too long outside the box of it that we're used to, that we have become forever changed in how we approach life and work, as we call it. I prefer play, personally. If I feel like I'm playing, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. If it feels like work to me, why am I doing it? Is it actually for me, or just something I feel I have to do to get from A to B? You really need to get to know yourself right now. What spurs you on? What makes your heart sing? What do you love? What are your hobbies that you normally have? Because what we normally fill our spare time with, our hobbies, our playtime, is actually what we should be filling all our lifetime with. If it gives us joy, it should be all that we do. So if you have hobbies, how can you make that hobby that you love your enterprise? If it's just that you love being with your animals, caring for your animals, learning about your animals, How can you make that your enterprise? And if you do love well-being, health, wellness, and where you are right now is currently closed for the obvious reason that's affected all of us globally right now, how else can you put that out there as an enterprise? What you love is calling out your route for change. What you love speaks to you all the time to consider it as a way of life. This is not a space for fear. It is a space to let your love, your passion run wild in creation. You are a magnificent creator being. There's something I've said, but I heard it said by other people the other day, so it was interesting how it's the same statement is appearing. Are you being human, or are you a human being? Being human is being reactive, coming from the head, survival mode. How do I make ends meet month to month? A human being is a person of heart who discerns a situation and comes from the hue, an old English word for love, to make things happen in being present. If love is present in what you do, it will see you prosperous and abundant. So be that love person in being, that human being, over being human, reactive, and survival, where it's just, what do I need to do next to survive this moment? What do I need to do next to pay my bills? What do I need to do next to do this? Whatever it is. That is being human. A human being thinks prosperously, abundantly. All my bills are paid because I love what I do, and I can play even more with the prosperous abundance surplus that comes bounding in beyond that. You are in charge of your experience. Where you focus your attention makes your world. Come from the heart, come from love. When we reopen, come from your passion. Let love be the driving force in what you do. Make life your joy and create from that space. Create from love and what you love. Begin now to change your world, or enhance your world even more if you are already doing it. You are a magnificent creator being. Shine out. Loads of love to you.